Today we're going to do your checking for understanding and your compare and contrast pages for our solar system and phases of the moon. So let's start here with number one. Number one says, according to the information in our solar system, the sun is actually a blank. What word best completes the sentence? A, rock, B, star, C, planet, D, moon. Okay, so when we go back into our solar system, okay, it tells us um, it tells us in that first paragraph that these objects all travel around a star. In our solar system, the star that objects travel around is the sun. Okay, so the sun is the star that we all travel around. Okay, let's come over here to number four. Using information from both passages, which of the following choices is not true about the planet Earth? Earth has one moon. Earth has water and oxygen on it. It takes Earth about 365 days to orbit the sun. Earth is the fourth planet from the sun. Okay, so we read that it has one moon. Okay, and that's in the phases of the moon passage. Um, Now, we also read in our solar system on what are the inner planets. It says Earth is the only planet that has water and oxygen. So we know that's true. Okay, and it's asking us which is not true. So it also tells us that Earth takes 365 days to orbit the sun. That's in our solar system in the second paragraph. So, but when I look at the picture for the order of the planets, I see Mercury, Venus, and then Earth. So Earth is actually the third planet, not the fourth. And so since it's asking what is not true, this is the best answer choice. Okay, so now we're going to come down to number two over here. According to the information in phases of the moon, how do people see light from the moon? A, the moon shines bright with its own light just like the sun does. B, the moon is made of gases that make the light we are able to see on Earth. C, the moon does not actually give off light on its own. The light seen from the moon is reflected from the sun. D, the moon's light is actually light reflected from Earth. Okay, so when you look at the second paragraph on phases of the moon, it tells us that the moon does not let off any light. Okay, it tells us the moon's light is actually reflected from the sun. So this one isn't true because it says Earth, not sun. Okay, it tells us it does not shine bright, and it also doesn't say anything about gases. But this one, where it says that it does not give off light, that the light is from the sun, is the only one that makes sense with our text. Let's look at number five. Number five says, look back at the passage phases of the moon. Using clues from the text, what does the word emit mean? So when I go back, it's in the first sentence of the second paragraph. It says, while it may look like it does, the moon does not actually emit, okay, so there's my word, or let off any light. So when it says or let off, that's our context clue to help us. So let's read our choices. A, different shapes made by the sun's reflection off the moon. B, a large object that revolves around a star. C, to let off. Look, it's that exact same wording. Okay, D says a large object that revolves around a planet such as Earth. Okay, so let's come down to number three. Number three says, which of the following statements is true about Mercury's orbit? That is in the second paragraph of our solar system. So A says Mercury's orbit is shorter than Earth. B, Mercury's orbit is longer than Earth. C, Mercury's orbit lasts 365 days. D, Mercury's orbit is around Earth's moon. Okay, so when I am looking at the second paragraph on our solar system, it tells me Mercury orbits the sun in 88 days, while it takes Earth about 365 days to orbit the sun. So 88 is smaller than 365, so I'm going to choose Mercury's orbit is shorter than the Earth. That is my best choice answer. Okay, so let's go on to the next page and start with number 6. Number 6 says, which of the following choices is information that can be found in both passages? Now remember, these with the both, we're going to use in our compare and contrast page. So, A planet is an object that revolves around a star. B, the new moon phase happens when the moon is between the Earth and the sun. C, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars make up the set of planets known as the inner planets. D, all of the outer planets have at least 10 moons. Okay, so the only one of these that is in both passages, you have to find it in both, is this one that talks about a planet is an object that revolves around a star. That is the only one that's in both, okay? Let's look over here at number 8. Number 8 says, which of the following choices is not a way the inner and outer planets are different? So A, the inner planets are closer to the sun, and the outer planets are farther away from the sun. I know that that is true when I look at my picture on our solar system. And this is saying not a way that they are different. So B, the inner planets are smaller than the outer planets. I can easily look at my picture and see that that is true. Letter C says the inner planets have rocky surfaces, while the outer planets are made mostly of gases. Okay, it does tell us on that third paragraph, it says the outer planets are often known as the gas giants because they are made up of mostly gases. So this one is true. So D says the inner planets orbit the sun while the outer planets orbit the Earth. That is just not true. All of the planets have to orbit the sun in order to be a planet. Okay, so come down to the bottom of this page. We have number 7. And these 3 you're going to do by yourself. I'm going to read them to you. So number 7 says, which statement best explains the main idea of our solar system? A, our solar system has several inner and outer planets that all orbit the sun. B, the moon revolves around Earth and has several different phases. C, the planet Earth is an inner planet that has water and oxygen on it. D, our solar system is made up of planets and moons. Over here is number 9. What text feature should a reader use if he or she wants to know what planet is 6th from the sun? So, am I going to use the glossary for that? A glossary tells me definitions. The next one says illustration. An illustration is the same thing as a picture. C, the headings. Okay, those are your title words. Or D, the bold words. So, which one of those is going to help us figure out which planet is 6th from the sun? Number 10, which planet is the 6th from the sun? Okay, so is that A, Saturn, B, Earth, C, Mars, D, Neptune? So now that that is done, we're going to come down and we're going to do our compare and contrast. So remember, the way that we do this is on one side, we're going to put our solar system. And on the other side, we're going to put phases of the moon. Now, our box in the middle is going to be something that's true for both passages. And remember, we just did that. Okay, our questions for checking your understanding tell us. We have that question. It's number 6 if you need to go back and look at it. For number 6, we answered A. So, a planet is an object that revolves around a star. So, something that is in our solar system that is not in the phases of the moon? Okay, now we can look at the other choices for that question. And so C says Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars make up the set of planets known as the inner planets. Okay, so now that I have something that is unique to our solar system, I need something over here that's unique to phases of the moon. So I'm just going to use another answer choice that's in number 6. It says the new moon phase happens when the moon is between the Earth and the Sun. Okay, so that easily answers that for you. So now we're going to use what we put in our chart to come down here and compare and contrast. Okay, so our question says compare and contrast the two passages. Include details from both passages to explain how they are alike and how they are different. Okay, so remember, when we're doing this, we always have to restate. So the two passages are alike because they both tell me that a planet is an object that revolves around the sun, around a star. Okay, it just so happens that in our solar system, the sun is the star. So now is where I'm going to put my text evidence, okay, because it says to include details from both passages. So in our solar system, it states, so now I have to go back and I have to find that text evidence and just copy that sentence, okay? Says a planet, and this is in the first paragraph, okay? A planet is an object that revolves around a star in a set path. So now I'm going to my second passage, phases of the moon. It says, now we got to find it. So it tells me, I'm looking for that exact right sentence, okay? So we're going to look at the first paragraph. The planet Earth is part of a solar system made up of planets, moons, asteroids, and comets. Earth is the third planet from the sun and has water and oxygen. Earth has one moon. The moon is a large object that revolves around Earth. Unlike Earth, the moon has no air, water, and no light. The surface of the moon is covered in craters and pits. I don't know that any of those are perfect, so I'm going to keep looking. You know, I think the best sentence is the planet, just the first one, the planet Earth is part of a solar system made of planets, moons, asteroids, and comets. Okay, so the two passages are different because one is about the planets of the solar system, and one is about the phases of the moon. Our solar system says, okay, now I'm putting my quote from up top. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars make up a set of planets known as the inner planets. Okay, and now I just have to add my text evidence for this one right here. Okay, so in phases of the moon, it says, and I'm just going to do this, the new moon phase happens when the moon is between the Earth and the Sun. Okay, so now we have just finished your check for understanding and your compare and contrast. Great job, guys.